Welcome to Table for One. I'm the narrator, and in today's video, I'll be unboxing the Immortality expansion to Dune Imperium. Let's get rolling. Alright, so I am all ready to unbox my copy of Dune Imperium Immortality. This is, of course, an expansion for Dune Imperium, and I'm pretty excited to get this one open. So, off the top, this box is a bit smaller than the other Dune Imperium boxes. So, Rise of Ix was kind of the same width and depth as the base Dune Imperium, but it was, of course, much thinner. This box is a little bit thinner than even the Dune Imperium Rise of Ix box, and it is much shorter in both of these directions. So a much smaller box sitting on your shelf. But I'm pretty okay with that. I don't need the box to be big. So I did notice it had this little tear in it, so I'm just going to open from here. All right. And let's see what's inside. Ooh, it doesn't want to let go. Okay. So first we've got an advertisement for some Direwolf stuff. Neat. I'll set this aside. And we've got our Dune Imperium Immortality Rulebook here. A little more rectangular. So here's the components. So we're going to get a new board. I know they're sticking with or I imagine they're sticking pretty close to the original IP. So I guess I'm going to blame Frank Herbert, but like some of this stuff is just not pronounceable. So you'll have to cut me some slack for the Bene Tleilax board or the Tleilaxu deck cards. Come on, man. Looks like we're going to be getting some new Intrigue cards, new House Hagal cards, some more of these discs, some new starting cards. This Family Atomics thing is pretty cool. I'll show you that in a bit. Imperium cards, this other special deck, and a new overlay for the board as well. That's right. And then, of course, this sideboard. So this tells you how to how to set up and play. I've watched the Watch It Played video already. I watch a lot of Watch It Played videos. It's very good, so I recommend it. This is what the rule book looks like. Oh yeah, grafting. I forgot about that. I'm really interested to give this a try. And what I think I'm going to do a solo playthrough where I play a solo game with just Immortality without Rise of Ix. And then maybe I'll do another game where I play with both and play in epic mode as well, because that could be quite interesting to see. But here is the new sideboard. So this is the size of the box. So if you ever have the box in hand, the sideboard is that size. Man, it is. There we go, just in there. So there's really two tracks on here. So if you're familiar with Rise of Ix already, there's a space here that is not that different from your like tech negotiators, but this is specimens. It's got its own little twists, but you put your little cubes here and then you can take them off. That's what this green symbol is specimens. And so you're going to have a cylinder here that can move down through this track towards the end, and it's always got to move towards the right. You can kind of decide what bonuses you want. And then there's this other track on top that you can advance across. And as you do, you can gain an intrigue card, a victory point, and the first person here also gets 2 spice, another intrigue card to be had, and another victory point at the end. And that's what this golden beetle, I don't know if it's quite a scarab, but that's what it makes me think of. But this golden beetle symbol, every time you see that symbol, see there's the beetle there, it means advance on this track. So advancing on this track could potentially advance you on that track and get you some stuff. So this is a interesting little thing on the side here, just black on the back. And we're going to have some cards. There's a bag. Some more cylinders, I said. Again, one for each of these tracks, so one in each player color. Again, I'm going to be giving this away at the end of this series. But if I were keeping it, I would take all of these player-colored components and just keep them in the base game box with the other player colored components, but just a couple of colored cylinders for each player. Nothing unexpected there. Let's take a look at this deck because it looks easier to open. And so these are, looks like all Intrigue cards. This whole deck is Intrigue cards. Okay, so no new combat cards in this expansion. So I already talked a little bit about this golden beetle. Helps you advance on this track. To advance on this track, you can see there's this like microscope. That's this new icon here. So we're gonna see that on some of these cards. I forget exactly what these little like DNA symbols do. Some sort of bonus or discount or something. Don't worry, I'll do a rules refresher once I really know how to play. That's kind of neat. That's end game, huh? During the end game advance on that track, you could potentially get a victory point. Interesting. Oh yeah, the more of these that you have, you can get more combat swords. Okay, so there's some new stuff in there. I guess I've got to open this up now, huh? All right, so that's open now. So on this side, we've got some House Hagal cards. There's 4 of those. Looks like replacing 3 new Carthag cards, which are going to do different things here, and then a new Research Station card. So those will go into the solo deck. They all do have the 1P on top. So I guess if you're playing with Immortality in a 2-player game, the rival will not interact, it doesn't appear, with the Immortality stuff. And then these cards all have the Imperium stuff on the back, but I feel like there's 2 decks here. Let me double check. So some of them, see, they've got this cost in the corner that's a cost in specimens, and I think that's the Tleilaxu deck. So I think that's separate from all of these, which you buy the normal way with persuasion points on your reveal turn, and these get shuffled into the Imperium deck. A lot of cards here, so it's gonna change the balance of that deck by quite a bit. That's a lot of cards to be shuffling in. So it kind of dilutes some of the existing strategies, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. This is neat. And I think this one gets way more, this expansion, more so than Rise of Ix and more so than the base Dune Imperium game, I think it's way deeper into the lore of the Dune IP, which I don't know all that well. I've read the main book, but I didn't read anything else beyond that in the series. So there's these experimentation cards, which look like you start with them. So these are going to be either added to or replacing something in your starting deck. And they've got this triangle desert agent icon, so perhaps they're replacing Dune the Desert Planet. I'll find out more after I read the rule book, and I'll do a rules refresher. But yeah, there's 8 of these, so I guess 2 per player. So put those back here. And then this top card, I know it's double-sided, but I was curious from seeing some of the other videos. Is it identical on both sides? It appears it is. Yes, it would have been neat maybe if it was double-sided and it was different. And so this card is kind of always on offer from this Tleilaxu set. And when you buy it, then you just get what it says, but you don't take the card. It just stays there. So you buy it, you can recruit 2 troops or advance 1 space on this top track. But it'd be neat if every time you bought it, it flipped over and had something different here, a different cost, and you're kind of flipping it back and forth. That would be a neat like interaction point, but that's just something I made up in my head, so don't expect it. Here's some cards. The last thing is these Punchouts. So 4 of these, Family Atomics. Let's see, the backside is the same. So these are great. I don't know that it needed a Punch-Out, and certainly not one this big. This is bigger than I thought it was. But these are, each player gets one at the start of the game, and you can turn it in at any point. You spend it to refresh the whole Imperium row. I think that's a great idea. And finally, there's a new overlay for the research station space. So it's pretty similar to what it was, but if memory serves in the base game, the space is the same, combat's the same, type is the same, cost is the same, but I think you would draw 3 cards, and now you're drawing 2 cards and advancing 1 time on this bottom, larger, big hex track. And that is it. That is all the components for Dune Imperium Immortality. So I'm going to, I guess, put the cards in this plastic bag so they don't go flying all over the place. Again, if it were me, I would take just the base Dune Imperium box. There's plenty of room in it, especially if you remove the insert. And I would be happy to remove that insert. It's not, I mean, it's fine if you've got just the base game. But if you've got Rise of Ix and or Immortality, I would remove that insert from the base game box and store everything together. And I think that would be totally fine. And even for this is a smaller box. This insert's like covering up 2/3 of it. Maybe not quite 2/3, half, 60%, 60%, we'll say. So anyway, you could easily fit all this stuff in the base box, and that is probably the way that I would do it. But I'm not going to be keeping this. I'm going to give it away. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, be sure to subscribe if you're interested in that giveaway contest coming later. I'll be doing that just as soon as I finish filming all the content I need for this series. So you could probably expect it in my January 2026 channel update video. If I had to guess, that's when it's going to happen. But yeah, there's some pretty weird and neat stuff in here, and I'm excited to learn more about it, to play it, and to put it on the channel. So if you've got any questions, let me know down in the comments. Feel free to share this video with anybody else who might be curious about Dune Imperium Immortality, and otherwise just generally do whatever you think is going to help the algorithm. I appreciate it. But that's what I've got this time on Table for One. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.